what if he doesn't make it all the way back? Like, if this is your gamble for if Scherzer gets hurt, you got a guy who's coming off Tommy John.
Right.
If Eric Lauer returns to Eric Lauer status, you've got a guy coming off Tommy John. There's a big-time gamble in this. It's a big-time gamble. It is the highest risk, highest reward you can get. But I kind of appreciate that mentality because we've been saying this for weeks, if not months. They have a pretty good rotation. But how are you going to find anyone that's better than Gausman or better than Barrios or better than Bassett? And is it worth it if you can't find somebody who you believe at their best is better than those guys? Well, Shane Bieber's better than those guys at his best. So I appreciate the gamble. I appreciate it, and I think it's a really savvy play.
Look, I like the gamble because it's a big swing for a guy that can be a big piece in September and October, right? Forget August. It might take him a while to get up to speed, but this is a guy who could be top of the rotation. Like he could be, he could
won a Cy Young now 5 years ago, but still he's won a Cy Young.
But his recent numbers aren't terrible. Like it's not like you fell off a cliff.
No, exactly.
Now, but to talk about the gamble, like the guy has not pitched since April 2024.
Yeah, it's a year and a half
assignment now, right? He's pitching his way back. He's in Double-A right now, or
he's in Double-A.
He's working his way back.
And this is the luxury you have when you're the pace car. When you're the pace car and you have a 4-game lead on the Yankees, who are all in and they've been making moves and they keep adding to a bullpen that's already pretty good and it's been better today. Yankees are putting their chips in the middle, saying we're going for it, right? Which is not anyone's surprise or should not come at anyone's surprise. But when you're the pace car, I think that allows you to make a move like Bieber where you say, we'll see you in September.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we got it. We're fine. We're going to get through August. Everything's going to be fine. And I would assume they're going to get to end of August, if not into September, maybe move into a 6-man rotation, which I think would also be beneficial because gives your veteran arms, and they're all older guys, right? Gausman, Barrios, Bassett, clearly Max Scherzer, Bieber's 30 coming off Tommy John. Like, none of them are 22, 23 saying, let me throw 105, 110 pitches every night or every fifth day. So I think there's a lot of benefit from the fact that you're in the driver's seat, you're the pace car, so it allows you to make a move like this.
And this was also their way of finding value in this situation where, we've been hearing about it and talking about it, how the prices are so high, and if you were going to have to give up, a king's ransom for something coming back, at least this has the highest ceiling of what it could be, potentially. Now, he has to stay healthy, he has to find his form. That's not a given at this point, but at least you can stomach this. Like your return wasn't what it was going to be for someone who is, I guess, call it healthy and playing, because there is that little bit of risk. But if it pays off, man, like these guys found a lot of value in making this acquisition.
Well, and financially there's risk. It doesn't matter to fans. But let's say he comes up and he doesn't look good or he struggles or he's injured. He's got a player option next year that he probably will just pick up automatically.
Right.
So there is an element of risk on that front, I guess. But again, I like this play bringing in Shane Bieber, and again, it's a high risk, higher reward. That's how I would describe it. High risk, higher reward, because you're getting ace-like stuff if he returns to form. And maybe it's October when he does. And maybe even then he can only give you 85, 90 pitches. That's the way it goes in the playoffs anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it sets up. Like,
you're right. But look, if you want to take the gamble side of it again, like, this is a guy who, in the year he won the Cy Young, went out in his first career playoff game and got torched by the New York Yankees, okay? And that is one of 3 career playoff starts. This guy is not exactly a proven playoff commodity. Mm-hmm. He's got precisely 1 playoff win on his resume.
More than anyone else on the Blue Jays currently in terms of the Shapiro-Atkins era.
Just pump the brakes, though.
I hear what you're saying.
This guy is not exactly a proven World Series contending guy yet, okay? Not many guys are. It's not like there was a market for these guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's realize that it's a gamble in more ways than one.
Yes, of course.
At the height of his powers, he came in and did a faceplant against the Yankees in his first playoff start.
Yeah.
So he's got that in him too. He's got that on his resume. He's got that in his personal history. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen.
That's his first start. He was pretty young. I hear. I get it.
He was the guy who was about to win the Cy Young.
Yes.
He was the best pitcher in the American League at the time.
Yeah.
And he did not perform when it mattered most for his team. That's all I'm saying. It's just a fact.
It's a fact. I hear you. It's a fact. But
I agree.
I'm willing to look past that for this acquisition.
I guess, like to Dave's point, you can't completely discard that. We can't just say that doesn't exist. But given the circumstance where the Jays are and what they're trying to do and who is available, like it makes sense that this is the swing that you take. It's a guy who has a lot of upside. And if you were just going to say, you know what, we're not willing to eat the risk, we would come on here at 4 o'clock and say they're not doing anything. And that, I think, is worse than at least trying to bring your ceiling even higher within the rotation.
Don't get me wrong. I like the gamble. I'm for the gamble. I think the guy has great possibilities here. Like the Tommy John stuff doesn't scare me that much. The other good thing about the Tommy John situation that he's in is that he's already had his setback, right? He was coming back, and in June, he had some pain in the elbow. They shut him down for a while. They kind of brought him back to earth, reset, and now he's back on a new trajectory. So this is sort of his second go-around in terms of his rehab from this Tommy John surgery, which is so common now in baseball. It doesn't even scare.
Yeah, it's not scary like it was
GMs as much
15, 20 years ago.
So don't get me wrong. I like the acquisition, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, that's factual.
Let's not pretend this guy.
Yeah, it's not Verlander. It's not, Pedro you're pulling in here. Yeah. It's not Schilling. I get it. But, again, I've been saying for weeks that I didn't see any reason to pick up a number 4 starter. Like, I didn't see the value in that. Giving up prospects, and they gave up, according to whatever source you want to look at, maybe their 5th best prospect, which is a significant price. And where they could get burned is, again, if he doesn't return or he comes up and he blows up and then Scherzer gets hurt and you say, why would you do this? Because that's where the predictable 4th guy in the rotation who you know is going to be healthy, at least he'll be available to you. But this is swinging for the fences. This is not just trying to put a ball in play. This is swinging for the fences. And what I think you're also doing is hedging your bets in connecting with Scherzer. So if you have Bieber and Scherzer and both have ace-like stuff at their height, you just need one of them probably to get to the finish line. That's, I think, what's important to point out here. Perfect world, maybe you get both. Like maybe it's October 1st. They're both healthy. They're both slinging. They both feel great. They both look great. And then you've got a conundrum on your hand because you're going to have to go to probably Barrios, certainly Bassett, and say, guess what, guys? Like maybe you're pitching game 4 if we get there. But that's a different conversation for down the road. But I think that's the way I would look at this is you're basically putting 2 horses together that have big question marks, that are banged up, that are not guarantees. There's no guarantees. But you're putting Scherzer and Bieber in the middle and saying we just need one guy to get to the finish line.